everybody, it's Umi's in the V, laced in space, constellation on LSD. Thanks for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else and you decided to be here with me. Always want to show gratitude, always want to show appreciation. Always want to let my people know that I'm happy that you're here with me today. So today I wanted to talk about the fall of the sun. You know, since Saturn has been here sitting home in Capricorn and Aquarius, we know that the sun energy has now been under scrutiny. And, you know, even if you want to look into the news around 2018, they started talking about how the sun was losing its mass and how it was now going to, you know, expand and now start to make the oceans boil. So there was just this energy of sun and how it was coming into like its, you know, not a demise, but more of its transformation. And that's what has been happening since Saturn has been in Capricorn. We've been coming into the sun energy. Why is sun energy important? Because sun energy is the focus point, is one of the focus points of masculine energy. That's why since 2017, the energy of man, masculine, toxic masculinity, narcissism, and just how man hasn't led up to its, you know, its highest dignity. Since then, all the man bashing, all the dynamics of man are no good, the male versus female, and even the conversation of emasculating the male, and that's have come into that Saturn dynamic. Because what is Saturn? Saturn is the earth god. Look in your chart to see what your Saturn is in, and I'll let you know what you came into earth to sacrifice, to work on, to really find your lessons in, because that's the god you look for. The earth and sun and Saturn don't really like each other, because sun is more of I am, what I like, what I'm into, how I identify, whereas Saturn is things that will restrict that, like our parents, our relationships, our jobs, our potentials, the law, and things of sort. Example. And since Saturn is an energy connected to Black people, since we say that since we are known to be one of the first people here, when Sun and Saturn aspects, it can really, like, you know, aspects, especially on this earth base, we'll see how a lot of the Black man is restricted and not giving spaces to thrive. And why that could be a lot of that could be a lot what this transit is about too, to hear the Black voice. We like, you know, Saturn is the earth, so the development of the Black man is the development of trends, and it's just, that's what we're in right now. We're in a Jupiter phase. That's the beautiful thing about this energy right now, is that Jupiter is in Capricorn, Jupiter is now in Aquarius. Jupiter took a little bit of time in Pisces. So men have been doing a lot of reflection. If you look at it right now, it's been a Sagittarius, South Node, Gemini, North Node. What have a lot of men have been doing? Getting on them podcasts, getting on them Clubhouse, just doing a lot more, you know, conversations. We know for a fact a lot of you probably have gotten to a lot of therapy, taking a lot of more spiritual courses, taking more of a spiritual route. Even if it means through your ladies, through getting married, through your friendships, through education, or just through life experiences. We even see that with our Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is, you know, a big thing right now. He's a Pisces, so he's a Jupiter placement, and really making a point in how some men might think and how some men need to be guided. So his energy is not in vain, because that's what masculine energy thrives off. It thrives off Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Mercury. Most men operate in that. Most masculine energies. And as a female, you should look into, and as a woman, you should look into these things to see how you're attracting that. Like sun energy, looking at the sun dynamic lets you know what you are identifying within that man, what kind of identity you want, what is something that keeps you shining, gives you confidence. What do you find confident in a man? That's why when you have sun aspects that are negative, or in signs like Pisces and Virgo, which can make a father who is either inconsistent or couldn't really see himself in that identity. So many times you'll see Pisces and Virgo don't really know their father, or don't have a consistent base with them, and or dominance, or just some loss early on. It all depends, but there's usually, I never really knew these things about him, or I didn't get those type of chances. That can be a struggle for these type of women, because they don't really know what they're looking for. That's why it's so important for you to get your children's charts done, for you to build them, because then when you have children like this, you put them in like activities, so they always have a coach, a surrogate father. You put children like this, and that's why they're Mercury or Jupiter base. Most Mercury, again, masculine energy, or Jupiter base, need guidance. So most men need other men's advice. And it's way different than we as women think. Like, men need to ask their bros. They need to. Like, that's their basis of it. So you can tell a lot by your masculine energy that's around you, by what kind of friends they have, what they talk about. Like they say, tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. That basis there. So Mars, when you look in your chart as women, this is what you're, what's passionate, what kind of, how you want them to assert this sun energy, how they go about things, how goal-oriented they are, how ambitious and active-oriented behind that they are. And you look towards that in your chart and see where you want that to be in, where you want that effort and that intensity and passion to thrive in. Because that's how men operate. And then we already spoke about the Jupiter. Jupiter's letting you know, what's his like, what kind of TV shows he likes, what kind of books he'll read, what kind of concerts he goes to, what's his overall perspective in life. What kind of conversations and how does he go towards those conversations? What is he really searching on social media? Like, what's his beliefs? And then you see that in your chart to see where you want those things to be priority for you, and you go attract that. Because that's how they build on, and you bring up those conversations. That's why most women who are good with men or who understand the dynamics in marriage, that's why young love always thrives, is women who start to get into their husband's or their partner's habits or interests. So women who like, let me play that game, let me play ball with you, let's go especially the women, I know you see this, the women who become sports moms, sports girlfriends, they always thrive. Even on the TV shows. The ones who are like making the parties and setting up the keg, they always thrive. Basketball wives, football wives thrive. Because they get into that basis. Men are so into just that high stimulation, needing to be high stimulated. That's why you might understand why they do what they do. But we're under this energy is under a lot of scrutiny. It's even coming to the basis of, sun energy being Sunday. So the fall of religion was very big in 2017. So that means that's when Beyonce started getting on her thing. Right? Beyonce started getting on her thing. A lot of people started really working. We started talking about, our oceans and just talking about, our, the gods and just spirituality. Big dynamics there. We just really started getting into the basis of why we idolize and why we follow the things we follow. It came under deep scrutiny. So when religion came down into basing, religion, Sunday was based off the fact that Napoleon wanted to, I think it's Napoleon, don't quote me on that, wanted to make Sunday, he wanted to attach himself to this phenomenon, this religion. So because this is what I think made the the King James, some dynamic there. Bible. Don't quote me on this, but just Google that. He wanted to make Sunday associated with him because we all know the day that is really the day of Sabbath, the day that is really the day of going to church is Saturn day of sacrifice. But he wanted to attach it to sun. So now that the falls of sun, it is the fall of idolizing, the fall of the celebrity. So that's why you see a lot of celebrities getting on these podcasts, getting real connected to their environments, to their fans. Fan bases are very important right now. Social media presence is very important right now. Being able to communicate with your audience on a more personal and intimate level. So that's why you see a lot of celebrities giving things and being more accessible. They're being forced to come on social media and now post more intimate and more direct visuals of their life, the fall of the sun. And you'll see Aquarius dominance or Leo dominant celebrities thriving. People who are going independent, people who are building independent platforms. The common man is becoming the star player, the rise of the fall of the sun.